Meghan Reed with the Trumbull County Historical Society. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
We spoke with you in the June issue about tourism and how historical sites kind of play into that. So could you tell us a little bit about what Trumbull County history is doing to bring tourists to Trumbull County?
Yeah, so we're super excited about growing trends nationally that tell us that cultural heritage tourism is on the rise throughout the country. And Warren is placed in this really great spot where we have so many awesome attractions for heritage tourism.
Well, yeah, so, you know, I grew up in Trumbull County.
Yes.
When we were all kids, it was probably the cool thing to say, there's nothing to do here.
Oh, there's
you know
so
what I mean?
much to do here.
Right, now that I'm an adult and I have a kid and I'm trying to find things for them to do, there's tons of stuff to do. So I guess it may be surprising for people who grew up there to think that people travel
Absolutely.
to Trumbull County. What kind of attractions are they coming to see?
Yeah, so Trumbull County and Warren have so many cultural heritage tourism attractions, from the Packard Museum with the Packard brothers and the family here, but also, of course, the automotive company and Packard Electric. Warren being one of the headquarters, the national headquarters for the National American Woman Suffrage Association.
Okay.
With the Upton Association, we have a ton of real cool suffrage ties here. Ernie Hall Aviation Museum.
Right.
Out in Howland is also a really popular one. But the one that we get the most asks for at the Historical Society is just a tour of Millionaire's Row.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the Trumbull County Tourism
I wouldn't
Bureau.
have thought that would be like the most popular one.
It's really popular.
Yeah.
There's a guide that you can download through the Tourism Bureau's website, and you can just print that out and take it with you and walk along Millionaire's Row in Warren on Mahoning Avenue and check out all of the homes that are still there today.
Cool. Do you have a gauge on the numbers of people that are coming to see these things?
Oh my gosh, a lot, and it's growing.
It's growing, okay.
It's definitely growing. We're seeing more heritage tourism here, and I think there's a couple of reasons for that. Of course, national trends are telling us that people are interested in that stuff right now. But besides that, the Tourism Bureau has been doing a great job of packaging day trips to Trumbull County and getting more people here. And the historical organizations throughout Trumbull County, there's over 31 of us.
Okay.
Are starting to be just more cohesive in how they're packaging their content and being more transparent about when they're open. So some places may be open just one day a month or a couple days a month. And between the Historical Society's efforts and the Tourism Bureau's efforts, that's much more easy to find. Those hours are much more easy to find to the public. So we're excited to see more people come here and take part in the offerings that we have, and know when those are available.
And I think I saw that there were some new ones out in Braceville.
Yes.
So
yes.
I grew up in Braceville. That's
Did
actually
you?
where I grew up.
Oh,
yeah.
That's cool.
So and I know that there's some Underground Railroad sites
Yes, there are.
in Braceville also.
Yes, there are.
So could you talk a little bit about how that's kind of a big draw to Trumbull County also?
Absolutely, and we're really excited about the work that's going on in Braceville right now. There's two newly formed groups in Braceville, which is cool.
Two in Braceville?
There's two in Braceville.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, there is the
Braceville's very little. I grew up there, yeah.
But the people are super passionate, and that's awesome.
Okay.
But there's the Braceville Historical Society, and then there's the Braceville Community Foundation, and they're working together to do cultural heritage tourism in Braceville, around Ernie Shavers, and also around the Underground Railroad sites that are there.
So who's Ernie Shavers? I don't
Ernie
even know
Shavers.
that.
Ernie Shavers was a professional boxer, nationally known boxer, and he grew up in Braceville.
Okay, the name sounds familiar now. I think I did know about that.
Yeah.
Well, what are they having people come to Braceville for? I'm just curious.
Well, I don't know how much I can say at the moment. So they're
big
still,
reveal?
Yes, big reveal maybe at a later date. But both of those groups are in the process of purchasing property and both buildings and land to develop a tourism site in Braceville, looking at mostly Underground Railroad stuff, but also some of the Great Migration stories and Black history there too.
Okay. I was just curious, what are some of the sites that are in Braceville?
Yeah, so Ernie Shavers' home is still standing in Braceville, and there are two Underground Railroad sites that are specifically being targeted at the moment as well.
Is one of them, I know that there was a red house.
A brick house?
It's like a brick house on 530 or 82 and Braceville Robinson, kind of on the corner there. Is that one of them?
I believe so.
Okay. I always heard that when I was a kid, and I never knew if that was true or not.
Yeah,
so.
no, that's fine, and I don't want to speak for them.
Yeah.
But
No, I was just curious. Yeah.
Absolutely, but they are doing a really awesome job of buying up plots as they come available, so that they have a nice central space there where they can host a number of people that they can be open.
Okay. Very cool.
be
We'll
a-
have to make sure we check back on that.
For sure.
Are there some attractions that maybe even people who live in Trumbull County don't know about or aren't aware of, or some aspect of history that people don't even know about?
Absolutely. There's so many sites throughout Trumbull County that are really cool, that you just have to keep an eye on their open hours and when they're open to the public. The Niles Historical Society with the Ward Thomas House out there is a great site and campus to visit with your
So
family.
what's the Ward Thomas House?
The Ward Thomas House
right, yeah.
Was built by Ward, who was an iron manufacturer, iron sort of baron at the time in the 1800s. But he built his house in the mid 1800s, and it's a massive mansion that they have. The Niles Historical Society has curated to talk about just not only the family but also Niles history as a whole.
Okay.
And on that campus, they have an original greenhouse, carriage house, and barn that also has a ton of artifacts in it. So it's a great half-day trip if you're looking for something to do with your family.
Yeah.
The Butts House up in Fowler is also a really cool site that they open. I believe it's once a month for the public.
I've never heard of that.
The Mineral Ridge Historical Society is another one that has been doing really awesome things. They just opened a museum center a couple of months ago up in Mineral Ridge, and definitely check them out. And then I always have to give a shout out to North Bloomfield and Mespo, the sort of northwestern Trumbull County sites. When you go to the general end of the Commons store in Mesopotamia, even just doing a walk around that Mespo Square, almost all of those buildings have a plaque giving you a date when they were built. So if you need an hour to spare when you're up there visiting the end of the Commons store, that's a great
Getting your
walk
fry
to
pies.
do. Yeah. And North Bloomfield has 2 Underground Railroad sites that are still standing.
Okay.
And one of them, Centerbrook Manor, is occasionally open for events. So definitely keep an eye out there too.
717 Credit Union. Business services designed to meet your daily needs. Commercial loans, business deposits, merchant and payroll services. 717 Credit Union. It's knowing you were treated right every time.